What's your make on the entire Bob Myers contract situation, Bonte? Like, I don't think we've really discussed it.
No.
I am a little surprised that Bob doesn't have an extension on deck. We do this for other teams in other sports where it's like, oh, you can't be a lame duck head coach, or all the players want to get that extension before they hit that final year, and they want to avoid all the chatter. And I mean, obviously, Bob is uniquely qualified to be able to address these things and say all the politically correct stuff and not get emotional about it because he's been doing it for so long and he's just a great guy. But I am a little surprised that he doesn't have an extension.
Little surprising, no doubt. Little surprising. Is it a matter of money? Is it a matter of length? Maybe it's a matter, what if Bob is like, you know what? Maybe I want to be out. Maybe I want to go to the offseason in a different role. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's a concern yet. Because as Howard said, the Masai Ujiri is one good situation to point to. It's like, all right, his contract ran out. Toronto made things happen. I think Lacob and Myers want to get something done. It's just a matter of time. I think it's just a matter of time before something gets done. I hope too, because it'll be a tough blow. Because now, if you lose Bob Myers, does Mike Dunleavy Jr. get elevated to the GM spot? He's been an assistant for the last couple of years under Bob Myers. He does a good job. He's really, really fond of scouting college talent and looking for talent. Does the Lacobs take over? Kirk and Kent, are they ready to be the GMs or president of basketball operations of the Golden State Warriors? That's all to be determined. But right now, I don't panic yet. I don't panic. We get to the playoffs and you hear rumblings that they're farther apart and they haven't sat down at the table. Then I may scratch my head a little bit. But right now, January 4th?
Yeah.
What day are we in? January 4th? I'm not concerned too much.
I do, I think about how Bobby Evans kind of took over for Brian Sabian and he got kind of kicked upstairs and stuff. And Bobby Evans took a lot of heat. And he was part of the brain trust around Sabian. And it's always tough when it comes to front offices in any sport.
Right.
Is Adam Peters doing all the late digging, or is it John Lynch, or is it a combination of them and
it's a group
the
effort.
scout? I know, but it's hard to quantify who has what impact.
Right.
And so we can make these blanket statements. When Trent Baalke was running things, we all pointed at him again because his failure. Yep. Failure is always an orphan. We pointed at him like, you were the guy that screwed everything up, right? Fair or not. Mm-hmm. I look at the situation with Bob Myers and I'd be like, well, he's very uniquely qualified to be able to navigate right now in terms of all the talk and the chatter. And then I look at their system that they have in place. I feel much better about their player development with Kenny Atkinson right now. Mm-hmm. Now he can leave, that's neither here nor there. And then the Lakeups, and we've heard Joe Lakeup talk about his son and all the different jobs that he's done within the organization to get himself ready. People are reluctant to new. I don't care who it is. Well, even though Kirk has been involved for quite some time with a lot of these decisions, I think unfairly...
I don't know how much involved Kirk
I don't
has
either.
been with the big league club.
But I think unfairly when people say, let's just say hypothetically, hey, Bob gets kicked up or leaves or whatever, and Kirk would take over, I think unfairly people are going to jump the gun and be like, Kirk's not ready. And how do we know?
We don't know. We don't know if he's ready. We don't know if he's going to get the job.
We don't know what his decisions are.
We don't know if this is much ado about nothing.
Exactly.
Because I can tell you what, Bob Myers, I don't think is really thinking about that right now.
You don't think?
I think he wants the season to play out.
Yeah.
He wants to try to win a championship. And his focus right now is the roster. It's are the youngsters getting better? Mm-hmm. He's sitting there. I see him in the seats all the time at Chase Center. Is the roster getting better? Are they getting healthier? I know Steiny and Goudet have them every other week on the executive show Thursday, sometimes Wednesdays. And I know they've asked him about it.
And the way he answers it is so eloquent.
Oh, well,
his perspective on life is just... I wish I was as reserved as he was.
Bob's the best. So I'm not concerned about it too much. Not right now.
Oh.
When it gets to the playoffs...
Bob's coming on today.
Yeah.
Executive show today with Bob Myers.
So he comes on today.
How random is that?
Steiny and Goo, and then he's going to join us at the Gatehouse. Well, I don't even know if we're going to be at the Gatehouse.
I can't hide my personal... feeling. I love Bob Myers. I do not think he's perfect. I don't think anyone's perfect, but I love how authentic he is, and I think genuinely he's a great person. On top of that, he's great at his job, right?
No doubt.
But I root for him, and I don't want to see him go.
No, I don't think anybody does. Which is crazy because a lot of people wanted Bob Myers fired a couple years ago. And I'm thinking, why? Why? Why?
I
Again,
just love
like Bryce Habean. You don't want to honor him? Why? Why would you want Bob Myers fired? So Bob Myers.
Wait 1 second. As you're ripping all like the spreadsheet thing, I do feel like this world has gotten so digital and so spreadsheet happy. Not just in baseball or Farhan specific, but I do feel like life in general has gotten so touchless.
Right.
It is refreshing that someone like Bob Myers is at the head of this team, and I'm sure he pores over a lot of data. And I'm sure
they look at analytics.
But when I think of Bob Myers, don't you think of human element, human touch, caring, like the old school way of dealing with people in business?
Not only that, he played the game.
Yes.
He was an agent.
Feel.
He knows the players.
Yes.
He knows the psychology of players. He knows the psychology of team atmospheres. That's why last year when we joked, you were like, "Oh, Clay coming off the bench," and I was like, "Bob, is Clay going to be in the finishing line?" He was like, "Dude, locker room dynamics, culture, team culture.
Yes.
You don't just make radical moves like that." So Bob Myers, look, he's a great dude. He's a good GM. He's really good at his job. Executive of the year. He's done a masterful job this year to get this team right. The two-way guys look good. Ty Jerome and Anthony Lamb. Dante DiVincenzo's been a good signing. We'll wait on JaMychal Green. But look, Bob Myers is doing a good job. So he's going to join Steiny and Guru today. And he's going to join us at NBC. Well, he may join us at NBC Sports Bay Area if we're at the Gatehouse. We get bumped to the studio because of all the rain.
Way to one-up Steiny and Goo. Not only are they getting them on air for 20 or so minutes, you're going to have them face-to-face.
They get first dibs.
Would you tell Bob personally that I said hi?
No, I will not. They get first dibs. They get first dibs. They get first dibs. I'll ask Bob. I'll say, "Hey, Bob, Shasky wants me to beg on his behalf for you to play golf with him."
No, I don't even. I mean, what? I don't know. I heard Steiny's going to the game in the Myers seats. Is that
true today?
I heard them talking about it yesterday.
Oh, good for him. Good for him. Have you been in the Bob Myers specials?
In the words of Steiny, because he hates this phrase, he's in his bag. He's in his bag.
He really hates his. Why does he hate that phrase?
He doesn't like the cliches. The sports cliches.
Big homie's going to be fine, bro.
He's a sports writer.
You're a hater. He doesn't like that either.
Cliches happen in every article.
I mean, when was the last time he penned an article?
How does he not like cliches?
This is a legacy game.
Sports
legacy game.
What is a legacy game?
Well, Game 4 against Boston in Boston Garden. Yeah, that's a legacy game. Am I wrong?
I don't know. Well, according to Steiny, I'm saying.
Well,
he
I
probably
think he's
would
right.
scoff at that.
No,
that was the legacy
game. I mean, I thought it was a legacy game.
No, it was a legacy game.
He was making fun of the term legacy game. He says it's stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're telling me Game 7, Madison Bumgarner coming out against the Kansas City Royals is not a legacy game?
That's your boy, Matt Stevens.
Ryan Vogelsong, Game 6 against the St. Louis Cardinals, back against the wall. He goes out and throws a no-hitter for like 4.5 innings, 4 2/3 innings. That wasn't a legacy game for Ryan Vogelsong?
Opinion.
Ask Matt Stevens, don't ask me.
Kirk
the one
Gibson
who said it.
Going to that bat with a pinch hit. I was on.
How about this?
That's not a legacy game?
Call Matt Stevens right now. Ask him. These are questions not for me. This is for Matt Stevens. Ask him.
I believe in legacy games.
Yeah, I do too. You believe in momentum?
Oh, all day.
Tonight's a legacy game for the Warriors.
Is it?
This is a legacy game.
It's a legacy game for Draymond Green. He's playing against his hometown team, Detroit Pistons.
Was Game 7 for LeBron James against the Warriors on Father's Day 2016, was that a legacy game?
Yeah, but he played poorly in that game.
Well, till Festus and Anderson Varejao fouled him.
Leave Festus alone.
No, I love Festus.
By the way, see the Warriors live at Chase Center tonight, January 4th. Of course, it is the date. As they play the Detroit Pistons.
My bad, Festus.
Presented by AM/PM. AM/PM, remember them?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, AM/PM. 99 cent sodas.
Too much good stuff.
I know.
Right. First 10,000 fans in attendance receive an Andrew Wiggins posterized bobblehead. Wow, this is the one over Luka Doncic. Look at the hair, man.
And then what not pictured on that little bobblehead? Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I know.
I wish they would have had him falling down.
That would have been sick.
This is a really cool one.
Get your tickets now at Warriors.com or call 888-GSW.
Oh, I like this one.
Representatives are always standing by. First 10,000 fans, Andrew Wiggins bobblehead. Look at that.
Nice.
How about that?
How many bobbleheads do you have? Are you a bobblehead collector?
No, I usually give them away.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm not a big bobblehead.
I'll take them. I got a little shelf going. I'm not like a huge bobblehead collector.
I look for the less fortunate, the guys who can't get to the game.
Less fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 houses, dude. So
one of them might be underwater by the end of the week.
So I look for people who can't get to the game. I look for people who can't afford tickets, and I look, hey, you need a bobblehead? Here you go.
You're like Chris Kringle. You got a sack of goodies. You're walking around. You're just pointing at people.
I do, man.
Throwing stuff.
I do. By the way, this
You're
is
what
a Warriors
Elon Musk
Wednesday.
thinks he is.
This is a Warriors Wednesday, brought to you by Freeman's Supply. It's a trusted name in the Bay Area since 1922. Visit freemansappliance.com today. People still collect bobbleheads. Huh?
I know it's a big thing. I know that the Marlins Park has the largest collection of bobbleheads.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
I believe it's in left field near the
Left field.
Clevelander.
The Clevelander's nice.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, so I know the bobbleheads when the Giants were humming, the bobbleheads, people would lose their minds. Only the first 20,000 can get it, and the lines would be crazy. Dude, think about that. FanFest used to get more people than what will be at Oracle all year this year.
Some Bob Myers specials. I'll ask Bob to hook you up with some tickets. How about that? Like that?
Okay. I mean, I'm willing to pay as well. Discounted price.
See, I'm mad at you.
Why is
now
that?
We're talking about this. Now, and I've held this in since June. I've held it in since June.
Since June.
Yeah.
What'd I do?
Bothered me. It's really bothered me.
Okay.
So you get credentialed for the NBA Finals. Got your mug on there. Get to go to TD Garden for the free.
Brad Gilbert wanted my media pass.
We still got him into the game.
I know. Continue.
That's what happens when you roll with the king and/or Chris Woolen.
There was no seats up in the media area, and I was wearing my Warrior gear.
Yeah. So what? So what? How many free games I've gone to with the credential?
Yeah, but not wearing your gear.
Oh, you got to sacrifice something.
So I sat with the fans. It was one of the great sporting experiences of my life.
Spent money. You had a free credential.
I learned new cuss
Hustling
words
backwards
from the entire Boston community.
You're hustling backwards.
It was worth it.
Did you expense it?
No. The boss cut me off at some point.
Oh my God. See, I could just wear a button up, and I like being a neutral. I look neutral with the credentials underneath.
Yeah, that's fake though.
That's not fake.
Your boy was out there when
No,
people
that's not
were
fake.
hiding their
That's
Warrior
not fake.
allegiance. I was wearing my
That's
San
not
Francisco
fake.
jerseys.
That's not fake. That's doing what you got to do.
Bro, I had
Save
the
a
wilt.
buck.
I had the wilt going.
You did have the will going.
You could spot me a mile away. There was one lone lunatic in
Where?
all of the upper bowl.
I don't think people were looking up at Jesus that day. They were looking at the court.
Dude, the game 3 was so bad. I'd never heard a crowd every single time Draymond touched the ball. The amount of just sequenced cursing was unreal.
Unreal.
Talk about a legacy game for my fandom. Game 3,
Legacy
walking out of
game.
there.
How many legacy games have I gone to? Wow. SoFi
This
Stadium
is
was
a
a legacy
legacy
game for
game.
Jaquaski Tart
Yeah, and for Aaron Donald.
and for
And Matt
Jimmy
Stafford.
Garoppolo, according to Troy Aikman. What other legacy games? Oh, Game 7.
Okay.
Legacy game. Game 7 against OKC, Western Conference Finals 2016.
good
Legacy
one.
game.
It's
I
a
was there.
really good one.
Legacy game for everybody involved. KD, Westbrook, Steph, Clay, Dre, you name it. Legacy game in the NBA Finals with Toronto, right, for Kawhi Leonard. How many legacy games? Wow. Look at all those legacy games we've been to.
Very
Legacy
lucky.
games.
Very lucky.
Chasky's been to a Farhan's legacy game against the Dodgers in Game 5.
Oh, God. That was one of...
Oh,
Don't
hey,
even
it's
start
Spidoti.
me on that game.
I was there too, Spidoti.
Yeah, he had better seats
Oh,
than me.
you're
He's-
right. I just saw Chasky on TV.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he was
that
on
the only-
TV.
That's right.
He was on TV.
Yeah,
he made his appearance.
My one shining moment.
You know?
Shout out Damon Bruce.
Shout out to KTVU as well.
Were you sitting next to Fred Warner?
No, that was game 1.
Oh, game
That was
one.
game 1. He was sitting behind me.
Dude, that was, honest to God, now that I think
Fred
about
Warner.
it, game
Hey.
1 against the Giants-Dodgers, one of the greatest nights of all time in Giants history. I mean that. Like, they've had some
Wow. Look, how about this?
Logan Webb pitching with coming out to Andre Nicotina, killer whale, and then Buster Posey. It's a first inning home run.
How about this?
You
never
kidding
know.
me?
You never
The
know
whole
who's
1, 2, 3 save.
By the way, Fred Warner was sitting behind me because that's
You
what
were in
happened.
front of Fred Warner. I
Yeah,
like
was in
that.
front.
You had
like
better
that?
seats
Yeah, better
than
better
Fred
seats
Warner.
than Fred Warner. And I had the Trey Lance hoodie on. Like, yo, it's Trey time, baby. It was right before he started that Arizona game where they got beat. By the way, Raven Ritter chiming in. Shout out to Raven Ritter. Look, I want you to do me a favor. Look at pre-championship Raymond Ritter, and then look at post-championship.
He's
Raymond
always
Ritter.
on television.
Well, you see the suit game?
Oh yeah, it's incredible. He can rock suspenders better than anyone, and
It's
he
not
does.
rocking suspenders.
Well, it's the third piece. What do they call that? The vest.
Yeah, the vest. They got the breast.
I guess that's not suspenders. What's that called?
No,
The third.
it's the triple breast, right?
Yeah,
or
I'm not
double-breasted
sure.
or something like
I
that.
don't have that in my.
I haven't
wardrobe
got there yet.
Yeah,
I haven't got there
he's
yet in
got
my
the
suit
look.
game.
He's
But he's
the
got that look.
Yeah.
So post-championship Raymond Ritter, he's like you at Russian River, baby. Living a good life. Living a good life. But he just texted saying, tickets for Joe at any game.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
doesn't mean you're sitting on the floor.
That's okay. I'll take them where
you
I
may
can
be
get
getting tickets out there with the banners,
Too
baby.
Short has a classic album. Get in where you fit in.
Get in where you fit in. Say hi to the Bill Russell banner.
Nothing wrong with that.
Brock Purdy's father, Sean Purdy, joining us at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock. Brock
Is this
Purdy
a legacy
playing well.
game for Cliff Kingsbury this weekend?
He may be gone after this game. Well, a legacy game is coming up for Brock Purdy. And if you look back at the Raider game, that kind of was a legacy game for Brock Purdy as well. He's had 3 legacy games. All right? Think about that. Tom Brady, Levi Stadium. They beat Tom Brady and the Bucks. Legacy game for Brock Purdy. All right? Thursday Night Football, Seattle.
I mean,
Hat and T-shirt game.
the slide.
Hat and T-shirt game. All right? They win the NFC West. Legacy game. That's 2 for Brock Purdy already. You come back against the Raiders in Vegas, down 10 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Good for his legacy.
That's pretty incredible.
Good for his legacy, Matt Steinmetz. And then in the playoffs, there's nothing but legacy games.
I was listening to Steiny yesterday talk about this, and what's your opinions on this one? I thought this was very interesting. The 49ers, by the data, had one of the worst schedules, the strength of schedules, all year. In terms of, they've played one of the easiest schedules based off their opponents' records and whatnot.
Before the season, it was rated as one of the tougher schedules in the
So
NFL.
what do you make of that?
Teams fall apart. You know, when you played Miami, they were starting to slide a little bit, but you beat Miami. All right, Tampa Bay was coming off an emotional win against the Saints. It's Tom Brady and the Bucks. It's a tough game. You blow them out. Kansas City's the one game. All right, you got handled. We all assumed Denver would be better this year. We knew their defense was really, really good. And that's before they started trading pieces away. So, how many good teams are there really in the NFL? Because I could make the same argument about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well,
Philadelphia Eagles, what's their schedule look like?
I
You know
think
what I'm saying?
one of the misnomers is like the NFC East. I mean, they've got 3 teams that are going to go to the playoffs, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not sure that 3 of those teams are that great.
Right.
You know, like I know that they've obviously have great records, but that doesn't indicate that they're great teams. Like Washington football team was in the playoff hunt until this week. Okay.
Right.
Are they a good team?
Not really.
No.
Not
And they've
really.
given all those teams a run for their money.
Minnesota, are they a good team?
Well, and also, I look at the Rams now, and I know now it looks like, oh, the record's terrible. When they had Matt Stafford and everything,
And Cooper Kupp.
we thought much higher of them.
No doubt.
Okay? And
No
I know
doubt.
their record now indicates they're a crappy team. But in real time, that was Matt Stafford, the reigning Super Bowl MVP.
And you had Cooper Kupp, and you had Aaron
Maybe he
Donald.
wasn't. Maybe it was Donald.
But you had Aaron
Yes.
Donald, and you had Cooper Kupp.
They
You had
can't
all those
stop
guys.
Cup or Coop.
So that I don't get caught up in that anymore. I don't. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? I just what good does it do anybody? Oh, well, you played all these weak teams. Well, you lost to Chicago, in the first week of the season.
Well, their 3 losses. That's the thing that I'm looking at. And Atlanta, Denver, and obviously the Bears. I guess the thing that is similar in all of those losses is the mobile quarterback aspect. And if I'm being worried, I'm going, all right, what could they lose to in the playoffs?
Well,
forget good team, bad team. Mobile quarterback. Well, that means Jalen. That means, is Aaron Rodgers still in the mobile category? I think he is.
Let me ask you this. Kansas City.
Daniel Jones?
Kansas City, you think they're a great team?
Oh, I think they're an amazing team.
Who have they beaten? Because
Well-
they didn't beat Cincinnati.
Well, they beat the Chargers, but I don't know how highly I think of the Chargers.
Right. That was in week 2, and there was
Yeah.
no Keenan Allen.
Yeah, well, they've been hurt all year.
They've been hurt all year.
They've been hurt for the last 20 years.
So they lose to Cincinnati, they lose to Buffalo. All right. The Chiefs, who have they beaten? Who have they really beaten?
I don't know. Not many.
Not many good teams, right?
No.
But we still
The
think they're
Niners,
great.
They beat the Niners. And
Right, they beat the Niners. They keep the
Niners.
crap out of it. All right, that's their one signature win of the season.
And that's a pretty good one.
It's a good win.
You know.
Although Travis Ward had the groin injury,
I know
Bosa had the groin
nuance,
injury.
but
But
you're
no, they
asking me,
beat,
you know.
They
beat
handle
them
the
up.
Bucks too, and they're a playoff team. But everyone handles the Bucks.
Yeah, no,
on.
I don't think highly of the Bucks. And they're a great example. Like they're a totally mediocre team. But like the margin between being a 9-10 win team when you're a good team and being a 12 or 13 win team is things have to break in your direction, and some of the teams that you play aren't as good as what we thought,
Right.
or the ball bounces in your way and you get some lucky bounces.
So to me, it's how do you beat those teams? How do you beat those bad teams?
They've strangled a lot of those teams.
They blow out Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
They put it on Miami.
Yeah.
They put it on the Chargers. Once they went up 7-0, the Chargers did nothing the rest of that
Seattle.
game. Seattle, they dominated Seattle from wire to wire. They dominated the Rams. SoFi was a little interesting.
Yeah, it was
Rams
a
were
little
up
more
14-10.
interesting, yeah.
They dominated the second half. Carolina, they dominated. So it's how you beat those bad teams. The good, really good teams dominate those teams. Like Dallas Cowboys, we think they're a good football team.
I do.
But you look at them struggle against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Hell, the Colts were down to 8 going into the fourth quarter of that football game.
Yeah.
Things happen. So this is what we talk about with parity, right? There's a lot of parity in the NFL. I just don't think there's that many good teams in the NFL this year.
I'm with you on that one. Like, we're talking a lot about the NBA. Oh, there's not a lot of great teams. I feel like the exact same way when it comes to the NFL right now. Like, every team's got a couple of flaws. Like Kansas City, I don't trust their run game.
No.
And I don't trust Andy Reid to stay dedicated to the run game when the weather really turns and if they have to go on the road, or even if Kansas City's in a certain situation. I love that they can sling it around, but, like, can they really get 2 yards when they need it? I don't know.
Yeah,
they used to run that little sprint right option with Tyreek, and that was a killer
money play,
short yardage play.
Jet sweep.
Yes, and they'd run that play till they're blue in the face. I don't know if they can run that play anymore.
Well, they run it now with McCall Harbin.
Well, and they have Pacheco. They've got a couple of pieces, but
McKinnon's playing well.
It's yet to be seen.
Right.
For those guys.
So they've got Bills. One big win.
Do you trust the Bills right
in their run game?
I don't know what to make of the Bills.
So, I mean, so when you look at the Niners and their win-loss record, I don't think we could scoff at it.
No. You are.
You are who you are. Like when Miami came to town, everybody said, "Oh, man, we can't wait for Miami. Can't wait for Miami."
I thought it was a great litmus test.
It was. Tampa Bay, same thing. Tom Brady. You go to Seattle in a short week with Brock Purdy, right? Raiders. You beat the Raiders, but the Raiders, let's be honest about the Raiders. They've been in a lot of football games. A lot of football games. The difference between winning and losing in this league, you say it all the time, Joe.
It's so thin.
It's dead.
Yeah.
The Raiders could easily be 10-6 right now.
Oh, well, they've blown 6 or 5 10-point leads.
5 double-digit halftime leads.
That's
Their
crazy.
only blowout loss
crazy.
was when they got shut out against the Saints. Everything else was basically a one-score loss.
And let's go to the Raider-Niner game. Like, that easily could have been intercepted, the Brock Purdy play. Yep. And the Stidham play could have easily not been intercepted. Like, just, hypothetically. Like, those were 2 very similar plays. I mean, maybe Robbie Gould doesn't miss the field goal. I don't know. There's, like, a lot of ways that they could have won or lost those games. There's no doubt.
So Sean Purdy joined the show in about 8 minutes before we get to the injury report. Brock Purdy. I can't believe it, Sean.
It's crazy.
I'm watching the game back, and I'm thinking to myself, I feel like this offense is going to score.
I know.
I'm starting to feel like I get a little more confident in the offense with Brock Purdy taking snaps than I do with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's wild because Jimmy Garoppolo's playing some good football.
What does he need to show people? Like that, I guess that's the question that I keep coming back to. Like, and I know, look, the shoe's going to fall. He's going to have a bad game. Burrow has bad games. Josh Allen has bad games. The great Tom Brady has a bad game. I'm not putting him in those categories. What I'm saying is he stacked so many good performances in a row. What is the element of his game you have yet to see? We see the toughness, the moxie, the command. All those things are so obvious. The accuracy's obvious. We see the playmaking ability when there is no play to be had, which is the off-script stuff that we wanted from Jimmy Garoppolo. We never got. Like, what's the element of his game that you need to see that we haven't seen yet? I feel like he's checked almost every box.
Checked almost every box except winning a playoff game.
That will come.
And that will come.
You hope.
And that will come. That will come. All right, time.